You can keep those storms to yourself. We love the sunshine. Keep it coming. And now we're in the kitchen with Chef Dallas Pursley from the Balance Restaurant in Johnstown. And it's so beautiful outside and so sunshiny and warm. You thought nothing better to make than some stew.
It's a little different when we think about that. But really, today, I really wanted to just make it easy for the guests and be able to provide something that anyone could have in their cupboard and just kind of whip together at the spur of a moment.
And you know what, in all seriousness though, stew does seem like something you wouldn't want in the summertime, but if you make a big batch of it, then you can kind of just warm it up throughout the week, which I always appreciate.
Nothing better than a meal that can last you a couple days.
Right.
So essentially, we put together some ideas upon what you may have in your cupboard. May it be some canned beans. You know, in this case, we have some chickpeas. You could either use frozen or fresh greens, which I have some fresh kale. You could use canned chilies or a little bit of jalapeno and Hungarian hot wax, which I have. You could use the canned mushrooms.
I never have had Hungarian hot wax in my cupboard, but...
Well, not in your cupboard, but green chilies.
Oh, okay. That's a great thing.
But of course, we did have some Hungarian hot wax.
I always say this, but I wish that people could smell this at home, because here it is. You just have a few fresh ingredients in there. Like you said, these are all things that you would have laying around the house.
Super simple.
Super simple, and it smells so good already.
You know.
So what are you throwing in there?
So basically, I went ahead and added all my raw ingredients. I've sweated that down after searing off my chicken breast, which the chicken breast itself is actually going to continue to cook with inside of the dish itself. A little white wine. You can substitute with a little bit of lemon juice, like we talked about last week, or last month, I'm sorry, to where you're just adding that little bit of acidity, and that's where your white wine will also come into play. So it's optional upon your taste.
Yeah.
A little bit of fresh garlic. We'll end with some fresh herbs. I do also have some mushrooms in here, like we talked about having some canned mushrooms if you wanted to.
Yeah.
And then you'll finish with your fancy little greens, and we're literally just going to let this sweat down until we're ready to go.
That's fantastic.
It's super, super light. You don't have to cook it very long. My chicken breasts are almost done here.
I almost feel silly even calling it a stew because it's so light, right? When you think of stew, you think of like a beef stew.
It's more like a fresh ragu or a succotash.
Right, yeah, a succotash.
It would probably be more than a sucker-you-tash. But anyway, I mean, just keeping ingredients.
Can I chop some mushrooms?
Yeah, please, by all means. We do have some fresh cremini mushrooms in here. And just making things simple. People try to think that cooking is, hard and complicated, and it's not, without a doubt.
Well,
so
I have to
if
tell
you
you,
start
Chef,
with simple ingredients,
and
just KISS method. Keep it stupid simple.
Keep it simple, stupid.
Or whichever way you want to put it.
But I'm going to tell you this. Since you've been coming on the show and a couple other chefs, I learned this because when I started here at the show, I said I'm a terrible cook, and on my very, very first show, I cooked a pancake and I messed it up. Do you remember that? I don't know. You probably you weren't watching.
I wasn't. I apologize. I will next time.
But so anyway, but what I've learned is that really you don't have to overcomplicate things, and that's
absolutely. People overthink things. It's like, oh, am I going to have this? Am I going to have that? And it's not the case. It depends on the way that you think about the food and the way that you want to perceive the food to be displayed or taste upon to your guest. And without a doubt, that's what we've done here. Super simple flavors, finished super light and healthy. No extra butters, no hydrogenated, oils, anything of that nature. You will want to make sure that whenever you get close to finish, that you'll let your chicken breast rest for approximately about 2 minutes prior to cutting. But since we're needing to speed things up and finish this segment, we'll just go to town now. You want those chicken breasts to rest, for a few minutes prior to slicing, so that way all those crazy juices that are on the inside don't just leach out all over your cutting board or plate. But then again, I mean, just simple.
I mean, we need to let's leave that right there for a second and let them zoom in, because that is just gorgeous. I mean, it's just light and an absolutely wonderful dish. Let's give it a quick taste. We have just a couple seconds left here.
And so definitely want to invite you and as well as everybody else out for Thunder in the Valley this weekend down in Johnstown.
Yes.
Second largest motorcycle rally in the country. So hopefully you all can join us and we can just go from there. How is she?
Absolutely, it's great, and I hope people do stop down and see while they're there. Of course, we're gonna have this recipe posted to our website, which is centralpatv.com. Thanks, Dallas.
Nothing
And
like.
of course, we'll see you
Thank you.
next month. A ceiling decoration crashes down on some tourists, and a pair